Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Hey, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, stick around for a while. Well, it just got delivered, a new round baler. Pretty much the same baler we just had, except this one's brand spanking new, a 560M. This baler makes 5x6 round bales. Feeding round bales for us is what we mainly feed all our dry cows and heifers. And they gotta be, you put your hay up right so they can get bred. And we feed round bales to the milk cows. We just trickle one in the barnyard. And we think that really helps. We take baling hay very serious, and that's why we keep a new baler. We've been trading these in every 4 years, it seems like. This last baler we just traded in had 4,800 bales on it. So a lot of you guys may say that's just getting broke in, but we do it because we're constantly trying to improve. And what's different about this one here is they said all that was different is they put a grease block on this. Only 4 zerts in that. And this baler is 540. 540 shaft. The other one was 1,000. So they reconfigured the gearboxes, and this thing's gonna it's gonna have to turn a lot slower, but it's gonna do the same output. So that's a 540 baler, the other one's 1,000. So here's your brand spanking new one. Grease block on this side, and it's here. And the reason that we're even able to afford to do something like that is, like I said, we've got the young guys here, myself and 2 brothers, my nephew, bought into the system. When I say buying into the system, means you're farming for the lifestyle. You're not farming for the pay. You set your salaries low, and you do a good job, you make a little bit of money, and you reap the benefits by reinvesting in your equipment, because that's a good investment. Farm equipment's a good investment. I'm gonna give you a little rundown on some of these tractors, on how many hours we put on them, because we're known for having a lot of equipment. You might as well be comfortable in what you're doing and have, so your farming operation goes smoothly, opposed to, say, giving everybody throwing numbers out, a $10,000 bonus to go spend on a vacation when really you're living a vacation, okay? So starting off with this tractor, the grain cart tractor. This tractor has, let's check the hours on it. Let's see it pop up. Okay, 2891. And the reason I'm showing you this is how many hours we put on this. I'm getting ready to change some of the oils in these tractors. 2891, it was changed last year at 2752. So we put about 140 hours on this. This was a bean planter, planted wheat with it, and ran the grain cart for the corn and some soybeans. So 140 hours a year on this tractor alone. This 6420 right here has got 2,200 hours on it. I already checked the filter on that, put 100 hours on this. So there's 2 tractors we just checked. We're only putting 100 hours on each one. This is an older tractor, but 2,200 hours on a 6420, that's pretty low. He doesn't round bale with this front attachment with the bucket on there. We put that on right now. We're done round baling. Got the new one. We'll use this to plow snow, and then we'll leave this on in the spring before you're round baling. You're planting. You'll go around the edge of the fields, and sometimes you have down trees and you'll push them in there. I checked this. This is a tractor 5325. I fill the silos with this. This tractor we put 100 hours on. And then there's Dad's high crop. We don't run that. This is for a parade. Do you guys remember I did the video on this one? This is a rare tractor right here. This was bought in Canada. We're 45 minutes from the border. And well, here's another tractor. We're 45 minutes from the border. And then usually there's an exchange rate on the money. It's like there was 25 cents on it. So, you know, if you spend 10 grand, you're gonna get 2,500 bucks off just by using American money. This is my other unloading tractor. I've got to get cleaned up still, but I checked the hours on this. Roughly 60 hours we ran on it. So when you buy them and you don't put a lot of hours on them, you clean them up and take care of them, they hold their value. Walking in this other shed, you see the grain cart's already home. I'm waiting for them to call me. They're up in North Branch. They're finishing that field up, and then they're going to a different, smaller field where they're not going to need the grain cart. It's so dry still, they're going to be putting the semi truck right in the field, filling right direct. So we got to get them moved here in a little bit when he calls, but in the meantime, go over this tractor, 8,400. Tractor's got, this is our first big purchase over 20 years ago. I was in the service, and then Dad bought this. We used to work ground with it. I told you guys that many times. I think it's got about 4,800 hours on it. So this was we don't work ground with it anymore. We just chop with it, chop our hay, first cutting, still hooked to the chopper. First cutting and third cutting. And what else do we do with this tractor? That's about it. Oh, plant corn with it. I'm sorry, we planted our corn with it. It runs a 16-row Kinsey. How many hours do you think we put on this? 100. So 100 hours a year, still maintaining. This is Dad's old fuel truck. He's had this truck. He's restored it 2 or 3 times. He's had this. This was, he had this since in the 80s. But this is my feeding tractor. I hook it to that feeding wagon when I dump in the corn silage into the feeder wagon. I'm running the silos right now. But once the silos get low or empty, I'll hook this to that wagon. This has got, I already changed the oil in this one. I got it marked right on here, etched right on there, 2022, 3,823 hours. This had a couple hundred hours on it because I was feeding it and it's sitting there idling and running. So a couple hundred on this one. We had rebuilt that. That's 3,800 actual hours on a rebuilt motor. These old tractors, you know, they're trusty. Remember this girl? This is my 4430. I filled silo with it and I put it on the rakes this year, first time ever. And here's the hours. This is rolled over 10,000 hours. Not been rebuilt. She burns a little oil. And we already talked, when this thing starts to go, we'll take it out, we'll rebuild it, and she'll be good for the rest of our lives probably. So this has got 1,077. So that would be 11,077 hours. And guess what I put on it? Around 100 hours. Filling silo and raking all that hay combined. So fill a silo, I kind of figured what it takes about 8 hours per silo. So 8 times 5. And then the rest of it was on them rakes. And I had that big V rake I had up to. So I wasn't out there ungodly amount of hours. You know, you try to get in and get out. Next up on the chopping block, 9560R. We just got this first time. And we have 2 big horses used. We got another 9400, but it went down. And I'll give you a story on that in another video. Weight down injectors on it, okay? We had sold our other 9400 this spring, and we just got this. This is like a huge, huge purchase for us. This worked all our ground, all of it. And guess how many hours? And this is why we have big horses and we can keep the hours low. We only put 100 hours on this new tractor. And I know what you're thinking. How do you justify a big money tractor like this and only put 100 hours on it? But it's a good investment. You take care of it. You got a hunk of iron. It's a tangible item we're talking about. And our rule of thumb was starting out young, and Dad was starting out, we wouldn't pay on any equipment. And to this day, we still don't. And like those smaller tractors I showed you that I'm filling silo with, we had just upgraded to them probably 10 years ago. I was running a 1966 Case 430 to fill these silos. And that's no joke. This was what we were working ground with. So I know you're seeing some bigger stuff, but you take 20 years of Dad and 3 sons working at one heck of a discount price, darn near 7 days a week, you're gonna get ahead, and you stay together because you're always stronger together. I've got a couple other tractors. Here's the chopper I wanted to show you, and I want to show you this tractor that's been on our disc vine. Just how many hours. I checked it up in the cab. I checked this filter right here. Mark spent 100 hours in here chopping. 7610. This was our main hay cutting tractor. We put it on this brand new disc vine. 100 hours on that, roughly. I'm talking give or take 10 or 15, but that's just the way it goes. That's why we have a tractor for every implement if we can. I had this wash. Lonnie really worked on this. I helped him a little bit, but there was just caked. 4 cuttings, just hay caked. You couldn't even see them holes right there between them turtles. And we did it one day and did it for a little bit. I said, you know what? This thing's brand new. We might as well go ahead and do the best job. I don't care if it takes 2 days. And then I think I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to oil that. But it's been a good, for that being brand new. This tractor was another Canadian tractor. That was when the exchange rate was real good. I don't even know what it is now. Dad used a lot of auction buys, and we still will. Don't get me wrong, but now we're getting to the point where We're really focusing on the farming and the cows, and he's getting older anyway. We've got good enough stuff now. We're pretty much just dealing with dealers. Because when you've got stuff that's not worth as much, shoot, you can buy that stuff. There's so many auctions, auction house, tractor house. We used to go through them all the time. And this was auction. But now if we were to upgrade this, which we will at some point, I'll tell you that right now, probably the next 5 years, we've got relationships with these bigger dealers now. We'll probably end up trading this up on something. So leave me a comment and tell me how you guys do. We service all our tractors in the fall, and that way, so in the spring they're ready. We don't have to mess with them when we're getting ready, and we're milking the cows, and we're getting ready for spring tillage, and we're getting ready for planting, you know. So we got an area here on the farm before we dump our sand. You see there's a lot of sand and stuff mixed in this. We're gonna pour this whole area, and it's a hunk of a little square here. So look for that in the future. We're gonna pour this 5-inch with wire. We're gonna try to set some blocks in here and build like a pit or a holding area for this sand for the cows' free stalls. Because this, although it's dry now, driest it's been, and I heard it's driest in Kansas since 1800. So I mean, the driest in the whole United States right now. Thankful for the weather, get the crops off, but these extreme dry temperatures. Anyway, it's dry right now, but usually this is a mud hole. It's just disgusting. You can't do anything. You're spinning out. So we're gonna pave it, and like I said, this is another thing, long time coming, and working together, get ahead, one common goal. 4 guys, 5 now with Lonnie. And we're up in North Branch, Michigan. This is a field that my Uncle Jim owns. I think it's close to 60 acres, right across from the Family Dollar. They just put a sign up here. Welcome home. Welcome to North Branch, welcome home. So we just passed Dad and Bernie. Combine and grain going to Willis Road. I'm taking Bernie's vehicle there. Mark's at the co-op there in town dumping the semi. It's been a 3-man action. Dad in the combine, Bernie in the grain cart, and Mark in the semi. That's because they're less than a quarter mile to the bin site. And over here on Willis Road where we're taking it, it's probably only a few miles to go to Brown City and Mac. So we're up in North Branch, then Brown City. 2 fields left. This big field down. Thank you for visiting North Branch. Have a great day. New Holland dealership up here. We've now just caught up with Dad. We're gonna go around him. Whoa! Heading to the field, about a mile up. Getting out of here, beautiful day. Want to show you a spot, looks like someone ran some corn over. Went in the ditch, right through here. Took out some of our rows here. 3 rows. There's your ears, broke that one right in half. Look at them. So they're gonna work on this. This is my uncle's other field. Up off Brown City and Willis. So this is probably 35 acres. They're gonna hammer on this for the rest of the day. Guys, next day, the boys are in the field down there. They're gonna try to wrap that up. Lonnie and I are down at the dry cow lot, just got them fed. We're gonna haul a couple loads of manure out and dump some sand in the free stalls. Yeah, down here, we're cleaning this up, full load here, extra sloppy with that rain last week, kind of piling in here. You can tell she's steamed up. So these are these free stalls we're bedding down, and this is that pasture field that we created. Big improvement. They're out here and they'll be using this on sunny days and nights that aren't real cold or too windy. We took a portion of this concrete chunks and we loaded out. We got another load to go, but other than that, this pasture turned out nice. Spread right out here where we chopped all this corn off. Throttle up. You're just pulling this lever back, and that's ramming that to the beaters. There goes Lonnie right on cue, moving more sand in. Go on in there, bud. Wow. Guys, had a quick minute before milking, so I took the family out here, Rochelle and the two little babies we got. The girls are in school. Out to one of our woods we've got a trail we cut through here so we can get back to this back 20 acres. You can get around it if there's a hay field in front, but just in case we ever wanted to put this to squarely hay a 20 acre on its own, we made like a little trail in here. We used it once. It looks like you could take that tree out to square it up a little bit better, but Mom's out here. Summer, she's bye-bye. How you doing, bye-bye? Grant was not feeling very good in the last few days, so we thought we'd get him out here and get some fresh air. And he was trying to throw a fit. Give me $5, bud. You being good now? It's not easy for him to walk around on this rough terrain, but he tries. Are you good? Are you feeling better? Yeah, so I thought I'd show you us out here. This is what we like to do. Walk around in the woods. We probably got 3 different woods, and we don't come out here and utilize them as much as we should. We're used to open property. And there's a bucket we need to get rid of the trash. We're used to open farm fields, but the woods we do have, we like to keep them cleaned up, and maybe we'll get some pictures out here. Summer? Bye-bye. Yeah, she's doing good. She slept 11 hours last night. 10. Still. She's 3 months old. Give you an update on her. 3 months, and she likes to kind of grin like that. Bye-bye. And we had a rough first 2 months, her sleeping, but she's on track now. So there's the update. Strolling through the woods before milking time. Everybody, if you get a chance to walk down a dirt road or spend some time out in the sun and the trees. Like I said, 70 degrees today. So take care. See you in the next video. God bless.